Good afternoon and good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 301. And it's Thursday, but since Wednesday was Christmas, we're having Wednesdays with Skep on Thursday. How are you doing, Skep?
I'm doing great. I had a very nice Christmas, and I got to spend a little bit of it with you online.
Yes, we had a great Minions Christmas
That was
last night.
great fun last night. Uh, Prospero threw a heck of a party,
She did indeed.
and
And she's doing it again tonight.
yes,
So,
she is. And the party continues at 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern on Minions channel tonight. Prospero rides again,
yes.
and then I pick it up on Saturday also. So it's just going to kind of be a movable feast here for a little while.
Yes, it is.
You'd have a little bit of fun, but at any rate, I hope everybody had a safe Christmas, a happy Christmas. I certainly did, and we plunge on to the new year with only 364 more shopping days until we do it again.
Yep. And Pincalo and the boys, I think they're going out to the store while I'm streaming because we need actual household stuff,
Yes.
but they have to brave the insanity of Boxing Day.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Boxing Day is a big shopping day for you
Oh
guys.
yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
you know that I always wondered, why did they call it Boxing Day, and I figured there would probably be some fabulous story about you know maybe it was related to the Boxer Rebellion in China, or it was a bunch of some sort of revolutionary government, or some great military victory or something. It's nothing like that.
No.
Boxing Day gets its name from the tradition of giving the servants of the uh, upper class the day after Christmas off, because during on Christmas they're expected to stay and serve their lords,
Yes.
and then they get the day off after they get the next day off, and that is also when they get their Christmas box. That's where
Mm.
the box and Boxing Day comes from. And the Christmas box frequently had like a little present and some cash in it
Yeah.
for the servants, and that's all Boxing Day is. It's like
Now it's
you
did you
tip the
get Christmas?
servants.
Now it's did you get Christmas money? Go spend it.
Right, exactly. Now it's the stores asking for your Christmas money,
Yeah.
asking for their Christmas box of money, as it were.
Yes, exactly.
And so, anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. That led me, of course, my spurred mind to go look up the Boxing Rebellion. And from what I can tell, China beheaded more people during the Boxing Rebellion than all the other civilizations on Earth.
Good lord.
They just the Boxer Rebellion was like a militant rebellion against the modernization of China around 1899 to 1901,
Gotcha.
and it's a very long story, making a very long story short. The people who were in the rebellion tended to be martial artists. That's why they were called boxers.
Boxers, yeah.
And so they eventually the rebellion was put down, and the participants in the rebellion, they didn't put them in prison. They put them in little personal cages the size of a coffin, suspended by their neck until they were pulled. That's how you lived, and a lot of people just died from that.
Yeah.
And they put them out in the weather, so some people just died from exposure. The ones who didn't die from that, periodically they'd go through. Oh, we got some guys who aren't dead. They would cut off their heads, and they took pictures of the whole thing. It's all over the internet. So anyway, interesting stuff. A happy little gruesome start to a dark little start to your Christmas box at post Christmas Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's where my little spurred mind went to
Took
after
you. Yeah.
Boxing Day, Boxer Rebellion. Sure, why not? They both have the word box in it, dumbass. So yeah, I can waste time in more ways than any other human on Earth. But I saw your note about the CBC
Yes.
pulling Trump's cameo.
Yes. And I have an article.
Oh, is
I
it?
actually I actually have an article about it. And it's not from the post millennial. For a while all I could see was from the post millennial.
Uh huh.
And I mean, they're not horrible, but they are rather biased.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to find.
Is this on your server, by the way?
Pardon?
Is this posted in stream
No,
content, or oh, you? This is just something you dug up.
I just have it pulled up already.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm
Okay.
just about to share my screen.
Alrighty.
I have to. A different article is gonna pop up, but I'm just going to jump over to the tab that I want. So hold on.
While you're doing that,
There we go.
evidently the CBC, in its wisdom, decided Orange Man bad. Let's do some virtue signaling.
Yes.
And then I'll let you pick it up from there.
So the headline here says, "What? Wait. Why did you not go to where I wanted you
Yeah,
to?
this is Ocasio Cortez.
Go faster.
Here we go. Here we
There
go.
we go. So
It's on Fox News. Okay.
So yeah, it made it to Fox News.
Damn.
So this headline says that, and it's published 2 hours ago, so it's pretty fresh. So the CBC deleted Trump's cameo from Home Alone 2. I'm just gonna say that again, just so that you guys can.
CBC removes Donald Trump's scene from Home Alone 2.
Yeah, and it's standing by it. It's standing by it.
I've actually got the article up.
If you want to read it, because Safari's being a
Sure.
jackass.
Donald Trump's cameo in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, was cut from the film by a Canadian broadcast company this week, according to a new report. Viewers took to social media with mixed criticism days ahead of Christmas as they recognized the American president's noticeable absence from the 1992 film, comicbook.com reported. In a prime example of absurdity, CBC cuts Donald Trump's. This is a tweet from Cynthia P. Garrett, who I assume is someone who is significant. Anyway, in a prime example of absurdity, CBC cuts Donald Trump's Home Alone 2 cameo scene from broadcast. Don't love Trump, but come on, folks. Your hysteria over this man is written to evangelical fervor.
Yeah.
Guessing he'll be scrubbed from history books too? Very good. Nice tweet.
Yeah.
You guys are the biggest Bush League journalists of all time. Editing out Trump's cameo in Home Alone 2. What kind of state-sponsored bullshit is this? Defund, one Twitter wrote to the network. Welcome to the liberal government-controlled media, another tweet to the network. And so forth, so on. The edit was described as petty and pathetic by naysayers, while others defended the CBC's decision. TV channels are allowed to remove scenes with known criminals. User responded. Another social media tweeted, almost clicked to watch Home Alone yesterday, but I didn't want to see Trump, so the CBC option meets my consumer choice. According to comicbook.com, the CBC provided a reason for the removal, claiming the edit was to allow for commercial time within the format. Oh, what bullshit.
Sure it was.
Stop that.
Oh,
right
my
now.
God.
The CBC did not immediately respond to Fox News' request for comment, I'll bet.
Yeah.
In the iconic holiday film, Macaulay Culkin's character, Kevin McAllister, walks into the Plaza Hotel by himself as he is separated from his family. He runs into a passerby played by Trump and asks, "Excuse me, where's the lobby?" Down the hall and to the left, Trump responds as he towers over the young Culkin. Amid the snub, President Trump and the First Lady Melania tweeted a Christmas video on Wednesday. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas. May your day be filled with peace, love, and happiness, Melania wrote. You know, it's so interesting to see Melania Trump, who I believe is just the epitome of class and
Yeah.
decency and just a lot of good in one place right there.
Because I gotta say, like, if somebody was trashing Pincalo the way that people are trashing Trump,
You'd be pissed.
I would not be like she is.
Well,
You
the
know what
thing
I
is,
mean? I would,
she's being told how to behave.
but that, yeah, but that's, I would need that, right? Because I would get pretty ghetto pretty quick.
Oh, I know. I
Like,
was going to say that's funny. You should do that. I was going to say you would go. I was about to say the words. You would go full blown ghetto.
oh, I would.
Yes,
I would, and I don't care how I would look if anybody was doing Pincalo the way the media is
the
doing.
first
Trump.
word out of your mouth would be "bitch."
Yep. Yep.
Oh my god. So yeah, and I'm sure she's just going. How petty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know. I'm so upset. Fly me around in Air Force One for a while till I settle my nerves.
Yeah.
No, man, they you can't care very much, but that's that's just like the the most pathetic, petty thing you could do. We're gonna cut Trump out to show how virtuous we are. Fucking bunch of
And
crap.
it's the biggest, it's the Canadian flagship
Oh, I know.
television
It
and radio thing.
this,
And
this-
they're gonna do, like, really? Thanks for making us look really bad.
exactly. You've got Prime Minister Pussy Hat, and then the CBC does something like this. People are just going to look at Canada and go, Canada's fucking pathetic. They're nice people, but they're fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Their institutions are for shit.
And
And
we really
I don't
need
think
that.
I don't think that's a completely unfair criticism of Canada. CBC should not be doing this kind of shit. That's just dumb. They're acting as stupid as the BBC does. They're both government funded TV channels. Wonder if there's something to that.
Oh, update from the store. Pincalo says, surprisingly, Canadian Tire is not much busier than usual. Well, that's good.
So he's buying tires?
No, Canadian Tire used to just be that kind of like a tire slash auto
Tire
parts.
slash?
A tire slash. It used to be just like a tire and auto parts store, but it has since turned into Canada's basically everything store.
Yeah.
It's
I don't understand why tire stores don't sell ice picks and sharp knives.
well, Canadian Tire does.
Well, see, that makes sense to me.
You just have to go to a different aisle.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have a placard up there. Somebody pisses you off in traffic, follow them home and slash their tires. Canadian Tire, thanks you.
Yeah. They've got the tires in one section of the store, and then they've got
The tire slashing materials.
the tire slashing materials in a different section, and then they've got your camping gear in a different section, and your sports equipment in another section.
Toe chains. And,
Yeah, you definitely can buy a toe chain at Canadian Tire.
oh, how fun.
And then you can buy a couple like grocery items there as well. You could buy like coffee and you literally you could get anything there. You can go get some cat food and kitty litter there, and
My goodness.
it's in everything store. But it's still, you walk into Canadian Tire, and as a blind person, like
Yeah.
if I were to not be told which store we were going to, and then we walk into the store, I go, oh, we're at Canadian Tire. because it still smells like tires. The whole store still smells like tires.
Interesting.
So it's like, oh, Canadian Tire, here we
So you
are.
get a real olfactory cue about
Yep,
where you are.
yep.
That's what's really kind of cool. So anyway, so they're out just shopping for normal stuff.
Yeah, we
Stuff.
it was really funny yesterday because we I reminded Pincalo we needed laundry soap and he's like, "You're gonna make me go to the store on Boxing Day? I'm not going to the store on Boxing Day." And I'm like,
No,
"Fine, no
wear
clean
dirty
clothes
clothes.
for you."
Wear dirty clothes.
And he's like, "God damn it."
No laundry soap. Laundry doesn't get done. And that's yeah. I mean, it's kind of fun in a way to me to snap back to reality after Christmas because during Christmas your head is kind of filled with the feeling of the season. At least it is for me. I'm kind of a big kid at heart. And then after Christmas, like Brenda was in there taking down the tree, and
Yeah.
just we're just putting it all together. And by the way, I was helping her take down the tree. We have an artificial tree, and it has these connectors that are like uh, sharp pieces of metal that fit into one another.
Oh, you guys have an artificial tree?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. We
Yeah.
we gave up on the real trees a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's just listen. As you get older, convenience is a thing.
Well, my mom has an artificial tree just because she's allergic
Oh really? To pine
to
mouse?
the pine and spruce and all that.
Yeah, yeah. The
So
rest.
she can't have a tree.
Some people are deathly. I didn't know that, but there's you can have a deadly reaction to the resinol, the oil that's in pine resin.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
if mom has a real tree in her house, she'll
should
wake
go in a
up
shot.
and she'll just be like, "Ugh, I can't talk," and her eyes will be like glued shut,
Yeah, that's
and
that's what I hear.
yeah, it's terrible. Like, so they
So
have an artificial tree.
so yeah, well, and so we did that. So, and I'm pulling the thing out, and I cut my hand,
Ooh.
and wait till you hear where I cut it. The webbing between your thumb and your finger.
Oh, it's like the worst spot to cut.
Oh God, it is. It's just everything you do with your hand. It just involves that. So,
Yeah, like
and it's a sickening feeling
it
too.
is. Like
It's
you go to
disgusting.
grip with your
Right,
forefingers and that webbing stretches. You
right.
move your thumb, the webbing stretches. You
You got it
you
exactly.
cannot do anything without that webbing
It stings
moving.
constantly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you put all the cream on it and everything. So anyway, poor, poor, poor guy has a little nick on his finger and has to share it with the crowd. But anyway, that's what this is about. We do slice of life here on the Wednesdays with Skep on Thursday.
Well, what we're
Because
doing is we have a baby tree.
you have a baby tree, a
Yeah,
little tree.
a potted tree.
Hmm.
Pincalo bought a potted
It,
tree.
oh, it's a real.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
and
very
then
cool.
Alex asked if we could plant it in the backyard. So I think we're gonna do that. The other, we had a tree. The last tree last year died, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But the one before it, we took up to the cottage and we planted there.
that's good.
So that's the kind because we had to cut down a whole bunch of trees up there. They
Now,
got
at the
infested,
cottage, at the oh, you had a disease.
like an ash borer
Oh,
beetle
uh,
infestation. So we had to cut down a whole crap load of
is that
trees.
all pine forest up there, or is it just do the leaves?
It's both.
It's both. It's a mix.
Yeah,
Or
you've got evergreens and you've got your like maples and oaks and all that stuff as well. So it's a mixed bag.
okay, so and you don't do you not have ants up there to they could do something about
No,
the
these ash borer they're actually an invasive from I think they're from Asia.
But it seems like the tree shepherds, the Ents,
The
could
Ents.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah
yes.
could do
No,
something.
we don't have Ents at the cottage,
Oh,
unfortunately.
if
We should.
did they get legislated out of existence because they were not diverse? Because
Maybe.
they're all kind of tree like,
Yeah,
and
they
all their
must
bark
have.
is kind of the same. So not
And
diverse.
I've never noticed any female Ents. So that
They
might have
lost
been
them.
an issue.
They lost them.
That's right, they did lose them.
You
I
know.
remember that.
And Pippin says, "Oh, I'm sorry. How did they die?" No,
No,
we
we
lost
lost them.
them. And that's actually accurate to the book too, by
Yes,
the way.
it is. There were some things that were accurate to the book,
Oh, many
and
things.
then Peter Jackson just got rid of the raising of the Shire, and that made me angry.
The scouring of the Shire was. Uh, there were parts of the scouring of the Shire I really, really, really liked. You
Yeah.
know, and there were a couple of things that I wish Tolkien had rethought
Mm.
and re-engineered. I mean, he he it would have made what I would have done is I would have made Scouring the Shire a lot longer than what it
Really?
was. Yes, and I would have had it be a real struggle, a showing of the maturity. What he did was he sort of did that in miniature,
Mm.
showing how far the hobbits had come, but they
Yeah.
didn't really have to struggle against much. Basically, they made a lot of noise. They got all the hobbits together in a mob and said, you know, we're ready to meet you in battle. We outnumber you about 3,000 to 200. So, shoot your shot. And they ran the bad guys off. I mean, that's basically what the Battle of Bywater was.
Yeah.
And Mary was the only one who killed anybody except
Was it
for.
Mary? I
Uh,
thought Pippin shot Wormtongue.
no, no, no. The Wormtongue was actually shot by three unnamed hobbits with hunting bows. Three hobbit bows twanged, and Wormtongue fell dead.
Right.
And Wormtongue killed Saruman,
Saruman. Yeah.
but Mary was the one who killed the big boss, the squinty-eyed Southerner. I
Right.
just reread this, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I was rereading it a week ago.
Yeah.
And so it's all fresh in my mind. But yeah, he slew the squinty-eyed Southerner, and the rest of them began to throw down their arms. And they had a little bit of a battle. Some of the bad guys got killed, but what I wanted was Saruman to have basically put up a mini Mordor in the Shire, and have Mary, Frodo, Pippin, and Sam have to really work to raise an army, take them in there, and
Yeah.
take them down. But I think by that time, Tolkien was tired of writing. He was just tired, and he wrote that pretty much sequentially.
Well, not to mention, I think it was also a way of exercising what he saw and lived through. And
Mhm.
by the time he
Very
had
much, very
gotten
much
to
so.
there, by the
He was
time he
tired
had
of battle.
gotten, he was tired of battle,
Yep.
both in real life
And in
and
his
in
writing.
his world that he
Yeah,
created. He
I
was
agree.
just done.
I agree, and to do it, to make the effort that he did. But yes, I think it was terrible that Peter Jackson just
And it was
just blew
just
it
because
off.
he didn't like it.
Well,
It was
yeah, he
just
was.
because Peter Jackson
He said,
didn't
"I
like
never
that.
liked scouring the Shire."
Yeah.
I heard that in the commentary.
And it's like, well, good for you.
Yeah, some of us did, Peter. You might want to think about your audience home. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he did such a great job on the rest of the movie. I'm really inclined to give him a lot of forgiveness.
I was until he divided The Hobbit into three movies.
I was just about to say. I was just about to say, except for the Hobbit,
Yeah. Had he not
which
done.
is unwatchable.
Oh my god, I know.
It's
I,
horrifying.
when I heard he was gonna do The Hobbit in three parts, I was like, but why?
And Legolas has a love interest. Really?
And yeah, and
Seriously?
not only does Legolas have a love interest, first of all, Legolas has no business being in The Hobbit.
Right, exactly.
Second,
What is Legolas doing there?
there's three things wrong with this. First of all, he shouldn't be in The Hobbit. Second of all, that triangle wasn't even in the book. And third of all, what the fuck is a dwarf doing in a love triangle with two elves?
Exactly. If you know anything about the legendarium at all, you would know that dwarves and elves had an uneasy relationship to
Well,
begin.
especially in the age of when The Hobbit was written, it was much more animus than in Lord of the Rings, and even in Lord of the Rings, there was still some animosity.
Well,
But in The Hobbit,
well, yes, yes, absolutely. It was palpable.
especially with the Wood Elves, why would the triangle be with the Wood Elves?
Right,
They tried to kill them in the book. What
right.
the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So, the yeah. I mean, you could see reasons for friendliness with maybe Elrond. He was
Yeah,
a little bit more understanding of the dwarves because Elrond can remember back to the days when the dwarves and elves fought side by side.
yes.
But Thranduil, fuck that. He hates the dwarves.
Yeah,
He hates the fucking dwarves. He's
exactly.
hated them for 1,000 years. Good God. So anyway, yeah, that made that was unforgivable. That was a butchery, and I consider it to be a completely original work that isn't very good
No,
because I refuse to recognize it as the Hobbit movie, and
agreed.
it makes me mad. I went to see the first one with my. It was the last movie actually I saw with my son-in-law before he died,
Okay.
and it has a strange significance to me, right?
Mm.
And uh, they had a promotional, you know, tote bag that with a picture of the movie poster on the side,
Yeah.
and I still have that, and I remember Julian happily. But we walked out of there. He was like me. He loved the Legendarium too, and he looked at me and he said, "What did we just see? What did we just see?" And I said, "I know, I know."
Not The Hobbit, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That was our whole conversation. Was I thought we were going to see The Hobbit? Yeah, I thought that too.
That
We didn't see
cartoon movie was better.
the cartoon. Absolutely, it was. It absolutely was. Literally better because it was more accurate. Anyway, so yeah, Jackson broke my heart with the Hobbit.
Yeah.
I had hopes for that. It's such a
Especially,
great story,
yeah,
and they
and especially after Lord of the Rings,
yes,
you
I
were
thought
expecting,
he's
like,
gonna hit it out of the park. He's gonna do another great job,
yeah,
do and he makes that, and then the extra story stuff isn't even good. It wouldn't matter if it was good. It's not canon,
no,
you know, and that's one thing he didn't understand about nerds like us.
yeah.
We want canon.
Yeah, the reason we watch those movies is to see our favorite stories come to life. We
Exactly.
don't want you to, like,
Beautifully put.
take
Perfect.
liberties with our favorite stories. Just
Exactly.
faithfully reproduce them visually, please.
Absolutely. You got it. Perfect. Perfectly put. So anyway, there you go. Interesting thing. How did we get there from CBC to that? I don't know, but it
Who
happens.
knows?
You never know where you're going to be transported to here on the coffee stream, and when you get a spurk mind like Skepdoc, uh,
Well,
helping guide the way.
speaking of rabbit holes, I
Yes.
Gunfox sent me a story about the crazy government projects that you may have missed in
Oh,
2019.
oh, is this like one of those insane spending things that you can't believe people are spending money on?
No, I think it's like research projects and stuff. Ah,
Like, for instance, hang on, I'm trying to get to
close that.
your server. Okay, there we go. This is going to be news for the coffee stream, I'm
Yeah.
sure. And
I'm not sure where he's buried it.
I know it's impossible to find anything in there anyway. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. But
Most
there's
professional blind person on the internet.
yeah, exactly. Here we go. Okay, I'm sorry. What what is this story about?
So the title of the story is "The Crazy Government Projects You May Have Missed in 2019."
Okay,
And let me just. I'm near the headline. Hold on.
I mean, there used to be a senator from Wisconsin who used to put together a the silliest projects that the government was spending money on. Uh, he called it the it was a way, some kind of waste and neglect. The crazy government research projects you might have missed in 2019. I've got it right here,
Oh, awesome.
and continue to the site for God's sake. All right, self-aware, artificial intelligence, biology-based computers, and smart surveillance are just a few. If you imagine the U.S. research community as a family party, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency is your crazy uncle ranting at the end of the table, and the government's other ARPA organizations are the in laws who are buying into his theories.
That's a funny analogy, actually.
I actually was part of a DARPA uh, project. Just a quick personal aside here. When I was stationed at the Navy Supply Corps School, which was
Okay.
then located in Athens, Georgia, I was there for 6 months of training. You had to stand watch as officer of the deck, officer of the day, I guess they call it on base. And one of the things that they had was and this is 1975. Remember, they said we have this new thing. It's called mail or electronic mail, and it's you have to have a uh, identifier, which was your name, and then your password was your social security number. I'm not making this up, and that was what they suggested as a password. And so I had an email and a password with one of the first email servers that ever existed back in
Wow.
1975, just because I happened to be an officer serving uh, on the base there, and that base was included as one of the test sites for this electronic mail thing
Wow.
coming out of Stanford University. Yeah, interesting thing, and that actually was what developed into domain name servers, DNS servers, and email. The old POP standard, the
Okay.
POP standard was what came out of that. So, anyway, so DARPA and its counterparts, the Intelligence Advanced Research Projects Activity and the Advanced Research Projects Agency, are responsible for conducting some of the most innovative and bizarre projects in the government's $140 billion research portfolio. DARPA's past research has laid the groundwork for the internet, GPS, and other technologies we take for granted today. And though the other organizations are relatively new, they're similarly charged with pushing today's tech to new heights. That means the futuristic sounding projects the agencies are working on today could give us a sneak peek at where the tech industry is headed in the years ahead. And based on the organization's 2019 research efforts, the future looks pretty well. DARPA pushes the limits of AI. Last year, DARPA announced it would invest some $2 billion in bringing about the so called third wave of artificial intelligence systems capable of reasoning and human like communications. And those efforts are well underway.
Hmm.
In March, the agency started exploring ways to improve how AI systems like Siri and Alexa teach themselves language instead of crunching gargantuan data sets to learn the ins and outs of a language. Re- Researchers essentially want the tech to teach itself by observing the world just like human babies do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
terrifying.
It's a little disconcerting, isn't it? Though through the program, AI systems would learn to associate visual cues, photos, videos, and live demonstrations with audible sounds. Ultimately, the goal is to build tech that actually understand the meaning of what they're saying. DARPA wants AI tools to assess their own expertise and uh, inform their operators know when they don't know something, to know when they don't know something. The competency aware machine learning program launched in February looks to enable AI systems to model their own behavior, evaluate past mistakes, and apply that information to future decisions. Unlike the Canadian government, if the thinks its results could be inaccurate, it would let users know. Such self awareness would will be critical as the military leans on AI systems for increasingly consequential tasks.
I
One
don't know if I can hit the target.
exactly, it's or why did I miss the target?
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest barriers to building AI is the amount of computing power required to run them, but DARPA is looking to the insect world to lower that barrier to entry. Through the microbrain program, which again brings to mind the Canadian government, the agency is examining the brains of very small flying insects to get inspiration for more energy efficient AI designs. Beyond improving the tech itself, DARPA is also looking to AI to tackle some of the most pressing problems facing the government today. The agency is funding research to teach computers to automatically detect errors in deep fakes and other manipulated media. Officials are also investing in AI that could help design more secure weapon systems, vehicles, and other network connected platforms. Outside of artificial intelligence, DARPA is also working to develop a wide range of other capabilities that sound like they came straight from a sci fi movie, including but not limited to satellite repair robots, automated underground mapping technologies, and computers powered by biological processes. I love that idea of biological computers. That's an amazing idea. You talk about computing power beyond belief.
Bioneural circuitry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really very interesting. Some very ingenious designs for that. Sorry, I'm having a dog rebellion
I
in
was
my
gonna say
lap.
it sounds like a dog's having a dream or something like
Yeah,
that.
she's trying to get out from there. You go from under the good dog. All right, you guys fight it out. All right, here we go. Anyway,
Anyone
this
else
kind of
when
goes on. This is a really
it's
sort
long?
of a verbose report.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it talks about automatically detect and monitor major construction projects and other anthropogenic activity, meaning man produced,
Mm-hmm.
around the planet, merging data from multiple sources and keeping tabs on how sites change over time. So it's kind of keeping an eye on the world and understanding what's going on in the world, um, and so forth, so on.
Does anyone else, when it said microbrain, flash to
Justin,
ugly
Justin Trudeau.
bags, ugly bags of mostly water? Take
Yeah,
us home to warm sand. I've watched too much Star Trek.
exactly, exactly. Ugly bags of water. Too true. And there are unfortunately far too many um, ugly bags of water. Really, that
No Wikipedia snippet. It's I think it was the dachshund that was barking. I don't think you don't have boxers, right? You don't.
no, I
You
don't
have.
have a boxer.
Oh,
I have two dachshunds and a miniature poodle. We are going to have two blue healers who will be making their entrance in about 2 hours
ah.
into our household, and they are uh, they're a handful. But
All you need. Happy birthday again, my friend.
yeah, happy birthday! This is um, Anyway,
So not a Boxer rebellion then.
yeah, not a
No.
Boxer rebellion. No, not today.
No.
It's funny though. You can come here for your Boxer rebellion news. It still failed, and it was still over in 1901. So there you go.
We're going to my mother's after the stream is done.
Ah, are you looking forward to that? I hope, or no?
Well, it it's we can tolerate each other for short
For a short visit.
periods of
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
so it's fine. It's mostly because she's got presents for the boys. So
Is she still the unflinching liberal?
yeah,
There's just no cure for that, is there?
no.
Okay, so that's just the way that is.
Although she did try and she was like the logical commenter on one of her friends' uh, Facebook posts because
Hmm.
he posted I think those who have Merry Christmas on their lips should be boiled in their own pudding and have a stake of holly driven through their hearts.
Oh, okay.
And my mom's like, I usually try to think of Christmas as a time where, for once, we all just try and be nice to each other. And, it's like, I'm like, holy shit, she's trying to make sense here. What the.
Yeah.
But I just read that and I'm like, holy shit, dude, why are you so angry?
Yeah, exact. That's the thing is you can see people taking out uh, what is obviously problems in other areas of their life in their political speech.
Mm-hmm.
And I, in my Twitter life, I deal with a lot of crazies,
Yeah,
and I see this a lot with people who are they're just nuts.
they are.
They're so angry. They're so driven by anger. It I don't know. It's sad,
It
but
is
I
sad.
don't
And
have to be
it's,
that way. Thank God.
yeah.
So there we go. That was that. I was looking through the list of stories. I actually saw one I wanted to go back to. Um, Here it is. Texas teen killed unwed pregnant sister 23 because, well, I'll tell you why he killed her if you're interested. Would you like me to read this story?
Sure, and then I've
It's a
got
happy story.
and then I've got one about a water bomber baptism.
Okay, that sounds fun. Um, Texas teen kills unwed and pregnant sister for embarrassment to their family.
Um
19-year-old Eduardo Arevalo
oh, that's why.
is facing capital murder charges for killing his pregnant sister and dumping her body in an alley. A Texas teen was arrested on a murder charge after telling cops his unwed pregnant sister was an embarrassment to their family, so he killed her and made her disappearance look like a suicide.
Cuz that's not embarrassing to your Catholic family.
Right, exactly. Viridiana Arevalo, 23, was reported missing by her boyfriend in the Colony, Texas. Boy, that's just right up here. That's just slightly north and west of Dallas.
Wow.
A week, it's a nice area too. A week ago, according to reports, the family found a note she left behind saying she wanted to kill herself. She was 8 months pregnant. That's just amazingly bad. On Monday, the Colony police announced the 19-year-old brother Eduardo Arevalo was facing a capital murder charge after the discovery of her body Sunday in an alley. Police said the teen told detectives he killed her because she was an embarrassment to their family and stated it would be better off if she weren't here. So
it
he's
would be
a thinker.
it would be better off if I was a murderer and she was dead. That's totally not embarrassing to my parents.
Police said he confessed to strangling his sister December 16th. Fox 4 reported he also admitted to writing the suicide note that the family found. He told detectives he put the body in the trunk of his car and after an hour drive, ditched it in a remote spot out of town. As the week went on, Eduardo stated that he wanted his family to know where she was, so he went and picked up her body and brought her back Sunday morning in the early morning hours and dumped her body in an alleyway, the station quoted
So
Woodward to say.
remorse.
Cops were called after the body's discovery. Arabal became a suspect after detectives viewed surveillance video of the alley showing him dumping the body there.
That'll do it.
Yep. and um, that's just, you know, the
I love how people think sometimes, it'll be so much less embarrassing.
so that family started the month with a troubled pregnant daughter and a stupid son and ended up with neither.
Yep.
He's going away forever or to death sentence. And
If she was 8 months pregnant, he's probably gonna get the death sentence
my God.
because he has essentially killed two people at once.
Yep.
Because
And
that
we
baby could be born
yep.
viable.
Oh, 8 months? Are you kidding? Yeah. No doubt
So
about it.
he's just killed two people in Texas. He's gone for he's. I would say he's gonna get the needle.
Yep. I would estimate also. Um it's it's sad. Um
Well, here's something that's slightly less sad.
yeah.
It's more amusing. So, Louisiana church filled a plane with holy water and blessed a whole community.
Who did?
A Louisiana church
Oh.
filled a plane with holy water and blessed an entire community. A
So they were
Roman
dumping.
Catholic church in southwestern Louisiana came up with a what? With a novel way to bless its community. So this is the picture that we've got. So it says a Roman Catholic church in rural Louisiana, hoping to maximize its blessings, has come up with a way to do it, filling up a crop duster plane with holy water and letting the sanctified liquid mist an entire community.
Oh, wow. We can bless more area in a shorter amount of time. Reverend Matthew Bazar. Yes, that's his name. Barzar, I guess, of St. Anne Church in Cow Island, Louisiana, told NPR. So Reverend Bazar of Cow Island is going to sprinkle holy water on his community from a plane. Of course, Reverend Bazar is going to do that because that's what Reverend Bazar does. Right. Right then. Reverend
Oh
Bazar,
my
how should we
God.
bless the community? We got a crop duster.
This is seriously, you're right. This is right out of a Monty Python skit.
Fill the bloody thing up with holy water and bless the whole community.
Why
Oh
do I
man.
picture the guys of, why do I picture the Spanish Inquisition doing this?
Oh man. Yes, following this past Saturday's mass, parishioners from the church in southwestern Louisiana headed to an airstrip about 5 minutes away from the church. Churchgoers brought with them 100 gallons of water, which was loaded into the crop. And I can't see anymore.
Oh,
Need to scroll down. Duster.
yeah. So then it says churchgoers brought
Brought
with
with them
them
100 gallons.
100 gallons of water. Oh. Wait, so they brought their own holy water?
Yeah, holy water is just water that's been blessed by a priest. It's just regular
Okay.
water that's been so. Uh, uh, he. I blessed it there, and we
Okay.
waited for the pilot to take off. Bazaar said, "I'm just going to call him Bazaar,"
Yeah.
noting that it was the largest amount of water he had ever turned holy. I blessed some buckets for people and such, but never that much water. I'll bet he was exhausted after blessing that much water. The pilot had instructions to drizzle certain parts of the community, including churches, schools, grocery stores, and other community gathering places. Word of it raining blessings spread fast in Cow Island because everything spreads fast in Cow Island,
Mm-hmm.
which Bizarre points out is not really an island. Of course not. That's why they call it Cow Island. But when hurricanes strike, he said the community is typically surrounded by water, hence the name.
Okay.
Well, what if it seems like it ought to be surrounded by cows?
An island of land
Yeah,
in the
in the
middle of
midst
a
of
herd of
cows.
cattle.
Yeah, in a sea of cows, the sea of cattle. So, I don't know. Anyway, um,
Grillin' Pirate Pete says, as long as the community didn't have to pay for it, who is it hurting? It's not hurting anybody, it's just really funny. it's just really amusing.
it's just it's so funny.
And Lindsay says, my husband grew up a Catholic. He might find this story highly amusing. And see? There you go. I
That's
find it highly amusing.
I think it is too. Cow Island, the Cow Island Metroplex, being blessed with gallons and gallons of 100 gallons. Now, 100 gallons of holy water. Let's think about this for a minute. There's 2 pints in a quart and 4 quarts in a gallon, so there's 8 pints. So every gallon is 8 pounds. So that's 800 pounds of water. That's almost a half a ton of water.
I
That's
wonder how much fuel that pilot needed for. He
I
had
was
a.
going to say that is a that's a significant amount of I know that those crop dusters, they have tanks for
Mm.
the pesticides and whatnot that they normally bless the crops with uh it with and but I didn't think that they could carry that much in them, plus the chemicals that they carry have a much higher molecular weight and higher density than water.
You
So,
just brought up something that made me think of something. You mentioned the tanks where they carry the pesticides.
yeah.
Um, wouldn't you imagine that some of that pesticide residue would have transferred into the holy water?
Well, no, 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 because here's how holy water works. When it's blessed, okay, it actually goes into the tank and it magically sterilizes the pesticide and makes the pesticide go away. See how that works? It's chemistry. It's all chemistry. It's physics, really.
Oh my god.
So, yes, it magically makes the pesticide go away because they can. Because they can. So, yeah, Catholics are funny folk.
They
Catholic.
are. They
Uh,
are
they're,
silly, silly people.
well, it's the way I figure with Catholics, they didn't feel like the story in the Bible and the the basic religion was good enough, so they started to fix it and they started adding stuff to it, and so pretty soon we find out that the Catholic Church really did know how all the disciples died, and each one died a martyr except for John. And you know, and they've just added so much stuff to it. It's like adding on to the legendarium of Lord of the Rings. They've
Yeah.
basically made Christianity into the Hobbit movie
Yeah.
by analogy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And it's all
And
right.
and then you've
Doctor
gotten
has leapt up on my face.
and then you've got insane people
Get on.
now going, Mary and Joseph and Jesus were refugees. Fuck off.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just
Palestinian refugees who were oppressed by Israel.
You
Well,
mean
no,
I'm
not
sitting
really.
I'm
Not
sitting here going, I am not a theologian by any stretch of the imagination. I am not a practicing Christian. I am not Christian at all. But even I know that's crap.
yeah, that it
Like,
is utter crap. Ocasio Cortez is nuts out of her mind to tweet something like that out. That's just a hateful, ugly thing to do, and it just shows her meanness, her hate for anything that smacks of conservatism or goodness or wholesomeness.
there was a video that Sinatra was playing on his Merry Tuckmas special.
Mary Tuckmas.
And she was giving a speech I think it was at the Bernie Sanders rally.
Uh huh.
I think I have. I wonder if it's the video that I have, um, where she's yelling about society, but the way she says fascism,
Yeah.
where like because she's talking about society, and somebody yells about this fascism, and she goes, "It is fascism." It's like, oh my
God.
god, you can't even say it right. You
I just want to.
spell it, bitch.
Uh,
Seriously.
so Ocasio Cortez was on the stump this weekend for Bernie Sanders, and wow, yeah, and at a rally in California that also featured Cornell West.
Who?
Cornell West, the resident crazy of Harvard, right?
I've never heard of that
Oh,
person.
yeah, he's if he's who I think he is, let me just quick
Oh
check.
my god, it is the video. Hold on, I'm gonna play it for everybody.
All right.
Presley.
Uh,
Safari Biz. Ling.
A society that allows people. It is fascism. What we have, what we're evolving into as well. And so.
See? It is fascism.
it is fascism. Sorry, I've got barking
It's
dog.
okay.
Um,
But yeah, like the way she's just, it is fascism. I'm like,
it is fascism. Ah, the bartender, as put let's not put children in Congress anymore. Please, can we stop? Can we please stop? We've got to get these creatures out of Congress. I mean, seriously, that's just uh, disgusting. He's uh, uh,
it was just,
it hurts my brain.
it's just, it is fascism. Like, oh my god, why do you have to, like, I don't even have to see to know that she just opened her mouth stupid wide. Like, and, like, fascism. Like, oh, you crazy, crazy. And, like, you guys don't even know what fascism. If fascism came up and slapped you in the face,
She's not a student of political science, not at all. She just she just knows to say certain things at certain times. She's almost an animatronic.
yeah.
She's basically out of control puppet. It's
And I love how she's like, what we're living in right now is not an advanced society. Oh, are people at your house now?
yeah. Sorry, somebody came in the door with. Well, oh, the healers are here. That's what it is.
That's what I was gonna say.
The
Did we
healers
want
are here.
to end and
No, no, no. It's okay. They're being quiet now.
oh, okay.
Uh, I shot them both with trank darts. They should be quiet for another hour or so.
I found something very
I did
interesting.
not shoot the dogs.
Have so you've done one of those ancestry kits, right?
Yes. Yes.
So this story, it says exclusive. Pentagon warns military members DNA kits pose personal and operational risks.
Why?
Let's find out. Maybe it's like data collection or something.
Um,
But uh,
okay.
uh,
How does the fact that the world knows that I'm 1.8% Sardinian,
who knows?
yeah, that most of my genes come from France, Great Britain, and a little bit from Germany and Belgium, and Denmark, strangely. Um, what?
Stupid thing.
Yeah, that's my opinion too.
Well, the story's not working for me.
Oh, okay.
So
Let me see if I can pull something up. Let me. What is it you're trying to? God, I've got tab.
it's called so the story's headline is exclusive. Pentagon warns military personnel that DNA kits cause personal and operational risks. I don't think it was in Discord. I think this was one that I found on Google News.
Pentagon warns military personnel against at-home DNA tests,
Yeah.
and this is in Gizmodo, so I should be able to read it. And let's see, there's a lot of reasons why you should probably chuck that DNA kit you got for Christmas in the trash. That's doubly true for military personnel, the Pentagon warned in an internal memo. The memo, which was initially obtained by Yahoo News, notes that mail in consumer DNA kits. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Brenda, can you help me out here? The memo, which was initially obtained by Yahoo News, notes that mail in consumer DNA kits like 23andMe or Ancestry could pose a security risk. Exposing sensitive genetic information to outside parties poses personal and operational risks to services members, the memo reads. These direct to consumer genetic tests are largely unregulated and could expose personal and genetic information and potentially create unintended security consequences and increased risk to the joint force and mission. The memo also alleges that some consumer DNA kit companies had been targeting service members with discounts. Okay, it doesn't say how the threat happens.
Weird.
The existence of the December 20th memo was confirmed to the New York Times by a Pentagon spokesperson. Besides potential security risks, which the memo didn't get into, of course not, consumer genetic tests have higher stakes for military personnel. The laws that protect civilian workers from health insurers and employers from genetic discrimination don't apply to military members. So that's what this is about. Somebody will find out your DNA information and start discriminating against you. Really? Seriously? So,
Piccolo says it's simple. They don't want you learning that in boot camp they actually killed you and replaced you with a cyborg.
oh, that possibility. You know, um, if they swab your chicken instead of getting DNA information, they get motor oil. They'll know that something bad has happened.
Yeah,
Meaning,
exactly.
if a service member finds out they are predisposed to a condition, it could have a negative impact on their future career prospects. Okay.
But that's those tests aren't for that type of.
Yeah.
You,
Well, yeah. I
you don't
can't.
take a 23andMe test to find out if you're genetically predisposed to things. You
Right.
go to the doctor
And if
and
you're,
you
yeah,
get an actual blood test done with like chromosomal
analysis.
analysis.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I'm not. Um,
it sounds like the Pentagon's being paranoid.
yeah. It. Yeah. It just. The Pentagon would just prefer service members rely on licensed professionals and not mail in kits. So the military personnel are not banned from genetic testing. It just wants, you know, people to do it the very, very expensive way of getting
Yes.
an individuated test. In general, you don't have to be a military member to be wary of consumer DNA kits. Gizmodo exploring his paranoia here. For
Yeah.
instance, even though these companies claim your information won't be sold to third parties without consent, doesn't mean your DNA is private once you spit in that tube. The information you give up can be used by law enforcement agencies to solve crime, as in the case of the Golden State Killer in 2018. Also, these DNA databases have been found to be disturbingly easy to hack by bad actors.
Okay,
So,
so are they actually complaining that the the Golden State Killer's DNA kit analysis was used to catch him?
it seems like they're saying that, doesn't it?
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
mean,
saying how dare those cops grab that cigarette butt that their suspect threw on the ground after having the interview with them.
right. Exactly.
What? But you caught him with it. What? You didn't like pin him down and swab his mouth. He was a suspect. He had an interview with you. You let him go. He had a cigarette outside and you threw it on the ground. That's on public property. Grab it. Hello. Ooh, a muffin. Thank you.
A husband comes home bearing muffins.
Yes, I got a muffin from Tim Hortons.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Good husband. Um, I've got a story that you
Sure.
might be interested in. This is called the dumbest Wikipedia edit war of the dumbest decade.
Oh boy. This will be good.
In 1962, John F. Kennedy predicted wrongly that his administration would ultimately be measured by its contributions to the human spirit. 57 years and about 3,000 Wikipedia revisions later, history has proven that the only presidential measurement that matters is height. President's height relative to the height of Donald J. Trump. The physical height of his body, not the height as in heights of ambition or hope or rhetoric, etc., etc. The battle over Donald Trump's rightful place in the presidential tallness hierarchy has waged on and on over the past several years without ceasefire on the Wikipedia page. Heights of presidents and presidential candidates of the United States, an edit war so bitter and petty and senseless that only our current president could have manufactured it. The saga is one of fact finding missions and cloak and dagger attacks, conspiracy and lies, and ultimately the fracturing of Wikipedia's democratic institution. Let's,
Wait,
let's
Wikipedia
dig
is a
in.
government?
Well, its democratic institution is that everybody gets to edit it. They murdered the truth and left behind only one fact, and that is that every day is the dumbest day on the internet. The Great War and Origins. In the good old days, before Donald Trump had the nuclear football, Wikipedia was writing its constitution, and there were precedents to be set whether band names start with the, like the Eagles, whether Flavor of Love winner Delicious should be referenced by her birth name, Chandra Davis, whether the into in Star Trek Into Darkness should be capitalized. This being Wikipedia, they compiled the controversies into a nice list. Trivial subjects, but overall, their principles any good editor would fight for grammatical consistency, historical accuracy, names of public figures, memorials like the Great War page for Caesar salad debacle suggest that it wasn't all in vain. So, the first 2004 iteration of Heights of Presidents and Presidential Candidates of the United States started out in good faith, an unadorned list with a modest proposal to explore the theory the taller major party U.S. presidential candidates tend to win the elections. In 2006, the post was amended with an introduction. This is a comparative table of the heights of major party U.S. presidential candidates created to study the frequently stated rule of U.S. presidential politics since the advent of television. That since the advent of television, the taller of the two major candidates always wins.
Hmm.
The evidence shows the rule is a legend. Mostly, a user named GenGod quietly tended the page until 2007. Collaborators added a bit of helpful color coding and organized table and citations. Even as presidents lost critical inches here and there, GenGod kept the peace. Bill Clinton was cut down an inch, making him shorter than George H.W. Bush. Theodore Roosevelt shrank from 5'10 to 5'8, an inch and a half off William Howard Taft made him shorter than William Jennings Bryan, who he ran against. As the article gathered steam and editors, rogue trolls invaded, occasionally a bit of graffiti like George Bush sucks, but the 2008 presidential election came and went with only minor squabbles. Barack Obama was added, removed, and added again to the list of presidents, but we could all agree on one thing. President Obama is 6'1". On August 19th, 2016, weeks away from Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were officially declared their party's nominees, a table was added to the 2016 showing that Donald Trump was 6'3". I'll leave the stupid details at a bare minimum, but here's how they arrived at that figure. In 2015, the Washington Post ran an article titled, "Is Hillary Clinton getting taller, or is the internet getting dumber?" which noted that Clinton's height was vacillating between 5'5" and 5'7", while Trump maintained that he was 6'3", despite visual evidence to the contrary, namely a side-by-side with Jeb Bush, who is in fact 6'3". After months of hemming and hawing over releasing his medical records, despite frequently wishing Clinton speedy recoveries from minor colds throughout the campaign, Trump produced a doctor's note on Dr. Oz listing his height at 6'3", which critics were quick to notice made him just 1 inch taller than qualifying as obese when factoring in his reported weight at 236 pounds. A girther moment ensued.
Oh, God.
Media speculation reached a fever pitch in December 2016 when Politico ran a scan of his driver's license displaying his height as 6'2". The White House doctor reported a height of 6'3", as did his former doctor in a sensational New York Times expose about hair loss supplements. Crossfire exploded. The presidential Wikipedia table, so carefully crafted by its founders, was besieged. Enter 2601-600-827F:B40939008FC20ED7F. Now that is
So a troll name.
Yeah, well, yes. In November 2016, Donald Trump was elected president. Wishful thinking on heights gave Obama a third term briefly. Others urged their fellow contributors to wait until the electoral vote was decided in December, leading up to and throughout the administration. Trump shrank and grew from 0 feet 1 inch to 20 feet 12 inches.
Jesus Christ.
It says the tallest U.S. president was Abraham Lincoln at 10 feet 4 inches, and the shortest was James Madison at 5 feet 4 inches. That's interesting. Donald Trump, the current president, is 2 feet 3 inches, and Mike Pence, the current vice president, is 1 foot 10 inches.
Oh, my God.
It's unclear who started it. The stupidity is manifold and nuanced, but a few key players have emerged. Over the course of years, various usernames like Martin Coppin Anderson and 22 Merlin have maintained that Trump is 6 feet and 1/2 inch, no matter what anybody says. Another IP address has displayed symptoms of psychological torture over such conspiracy theories, and that long name that I did at the beginning has returned month after month to remove fake news media sources like The Guardian and CNN. They debate his height and his current height as actual height and peak height. Trump was temporarily named that sexist asshole in the
Oh my God.
in the Wikipedia article. Okay, they did not and do not stop for Christmas and New Year's. If Trump were 6'3", it'd make him the third tallest president beneath only Abraham Lincoln and Lyndon Johnson. But what if he were 6'3" and a half? Anyway, after the inauguration, the All Army re-upped its ammo with photographs of Trump pictured next to various world leaders whose heights were undisputed public knowledge, declaring Trump taller than both Obama, 6'1", questionable, and Justin Trudeau, 6'2". And they say Gizmodo says questionable, but remember, Gizmodo is viciously liberal.
Yeah.
Contributors added visual edits, edits were deleted, edits were restored. The short army countered with this photo showing uh, uh, Obama seeming to tower over Trump.
Okay.
If Wikipedia is to be based on truth rather than fact, then 6'3" is untenable. One Wikipedia note: by comparing a larger number of photographs of Trump with other people of known heights, it's clear that the height is about 6 feet or 6'1". At the most 187 centimeters. For instance, check him alongside Obama, and there's a picture of him, and he looks like he's the same height as Obama, or Obama's even maybe a half an inch taller.
Right.
But the thing is, Trump tends to slump forward, and he tends to lean forward. So anyway, photographs are not verifiable proof that the president is lying about his height because pictures can be deceptive. Millions and billions user countered. Someone who is tall can appear shorter than a shorter person if the taller person in the photo is slouching, and the shorter person in the photo is stretching, for example, which is what's going on in that photo. Anyway, the photograph is not reliable either for the heights or relative heights of people in it. There are many factors. The same thing. The presence of or absence of Cuban heels and height boosting insoles, how close together the subject's feet are, posture, all that kind of stuff. And he's right.
It's the fact that they're arguing on Wikipedia about Trump's height. Like, oh my gosh.
And yeah, the Trump's height was fake news. Photos of his driver's license claim he's 6'2". DMV makes mistakes. The White House doctor measured him at 6'3". Reputable third parties, his driver's license, his college measurement, and the community vote in celeb heights all agree he's 6'2". The only claim against that comes from Trump himself and the White House, both of which have been shown to be extremely economical with the facts. Driver's license only goes by the height you say. Somebody pointed out he could say he was 50 feet if he wanted to. Okay, so it's but anyway, the point is that there is no depth of silliness that we will not stoop to, and Wikipedia can become that very easily. I actually noticed and turned in a troll attack on the Trump page where somebody got a hold of it, and they changed his name to Donald Trump. You know what? Really? I'm going to turn this over to you. I need to mute for just a second, okay?
That's fine.
Hang on. Do some fast talking. I'll be right back.
No worries. So, but I was actually when Skep gets back, I was gonna let him know that we're going to wrap it up because I need to get ready to go to Mumsy and take the boys over to Mumsy's house. But yeah, Donald Trump. That's ridiculous to do that.
I'm back.
Yeah. Wasn't that his grandfather's name? Trump.
Yeah, Trump was his ancestor's name. Yeah. Several generations back was that, and I didn't appreciate that, so I turned the guy in, and the guy actually got banned.
Oh wow!
Off of Wikipedia. Yeah, but he'll just come back with a different troll name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just a minor inconvenience for those idiots.
But I was just saying to chat, I'm gonna have to end and get ready to go to Mom's.
Oh, okay.
But if you guys will join us at 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern tonight.
Continue this party.
Yes, on the Minions of the Zoo. Prospero will be hosting, and Skep and I will be back with her. And then tomorrow, I'm just going to do a chilled out news stream because there's no point in trying to get a guest during the holidays. Everybody's
Absolutely.
busy. And then I'm going to hound Hammer for his episodes for Saturday.
Oh yes, yeah. You need to do that. I couldn't find anything.
No, he still hasn't posted them in the DMs yet. So
he's procrastinating.
He is.
Just jump him, and get on him.
Yep. And then Saturday night, back on Minions, Skep is hosting. And,
Yay!
And I will be there. So
Yay!
lots of Skep and Blind Press this week.
Absolutely. And our friend Prospero.
Yes.
So come and party with us, guys. We're gonna have some more fun.
Yes. And thank you all for watching. We hope you
No!
had a Merry Christmas.
Dog
And I hope
eat in my office.
Oh no.
Piece of shit. I'm sorry about that.
Go beat the dog.
Oh God. Marking the territory.
And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a Merry Christmas and are having a safe Boxing Day. And we'll see you later on. And thank you all for watching.
May no dogs pee in your office.
Yes, may no dogs pee in your office. Or cats. As the case may be in my case.
So. Absolutely. Cat ear.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.